live. So as you know, I usually stream a 3D modeling or sculpting session. Today I'm going to do something a little different. I might do some modeling and sculpting, but to begin with, we're going to have a look at the Sketchfab site. They just added something new today. Yep. So if you go to sketchfab.com, there's something new here today. You see this? Okay, I need to enable my mouse for the capture. Yeah, you see my mouse now? Okay. So if you look at this guy, he's got a little symbol there. So I'm going to mute my sound, my music. And you hear that? You can hear his rocket jets. So Sketchfab actually added sound today. I'm going to show you some of the cool examples they have. So Lily and Snout is one of the best things I've seen on Sketchfab in a long time. It's a short animated sequence produced by Bobby Deck, a former Disney and Pixar animator, along with Tim Rudder and a really good team from both the Sketchfab and the Artella communities. Okay, so you can read this yourself. Just go to the Sketchfab blog, and this is the most recent story. Or I'll just put a link in the comments.
Me says https://blog.sketchfab.com/sketchfab adds sound/.
Okay, thank you. That was my assistant. Now anyway, so I'm going to play this, and this is going to blow your mind if you haven't seen it before. So this animated clip is running in Sketchfab. Camera zoom has been locked, so I can't do much there, but I can orbit around like I'm in a VR space. And you can hear the sound, right? Check it out. This is all real time. The animation is running in browser with sound synchronizing perfectly. Okay, so that was one. You can also do simple stuff like this, where you put a little voiceover.
Stop 218. These chessmen are more than 800 years old. They're made of elaborately worked walrus ivory, so they're an off-white colour. We know that when they were first found, some of them were stained red. This may indicate that the chessboards on which they were used were red and white.
And there's a bunch of other examples. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my account and show you how to set up audio on one of your models. So I'm going to log in. Yeah. So if you log in, this is the news story of the day. And if you go to my models, you see this is the model I just finished yesterday. Yesterday's stream can be seen on Twitch or on YouTube. This is the entire archive of the sculpts I've been doing these past few weeks. So I'm just going to put a link to this in the comments. Twitch doesn't
Says
keep all my previous broadcasts, so there's a link I'll share.
www.youtube.com/playlist list
Now the thing about this dragon was
5C and EDQQ for show for V.
it could use some interesting sound, even though there's no animation, just to create a sense of atmosphere. So one of the things I do is I go to freesound.org. Now the thing to remember is go to 3D settings and go to the new audio tab at the end. Let the model load. And you can add sounds. Browse, and I'd already downloaded some files. I'm just going to show you how I got them. So first thing is Sketchfab only supports MP3. Okay, so what you need to do is don't just search for any sound. Like the first thing I did was I searched for dragon. And I found a bunch of nice stuff. Problem is these are all WAV files, so I would need to download them and edit them, re-export them as MP3. I don't have the patience to do that right now. Maybe when I'm doing a proper project where I'm designing the sound for it, I would do that. Right now I'll just search for MP3 drag. And what do you have here? Some kind of growl, that's nice. Nope. Nope. I like this. This could be the sound that an animal makes without moving much, so it's just so this is a sound. So you just click on it, you have to create an account, log in, go here, it lets you download it and save it. So I've already saved it. I'm just going to upload it now. See, that's the old file I got, which was a WAV file which I couldn't use. And this is an MP3 which I can use. And it plays. Now the thing is, this will run in, this might be enough for most people, but it's not for me. First thing is I want this to repeat. then I want this to work in a 3D space, so I'm talking about spatial sound. And the first thing you'll see is this iOS warning shows up. You see iOS cannot play 3D sounds. That's too bad, iOS. I'm not on iOS, so I don't care. I'm going to take this sound and I'm going to move it in 3D space. And I'm going to put it where his mouth is. And I'm going to, so these limiters are showing me how far the sound goes. So I don't want the sound to come out of his bum. I'm going to shorten it to his head space, so the sound is emanating just in front of his snout, and should be audible once I zoom in there. And it's not because, yeah, you see that it's loud there. I go out and I can't hear it, or it just stopped. Okay, so I'm going to have to save this and see how this works. I'm going to give this link to you guys so you guys can also check it out.
Me. Says dragon with spatial sound near his mouth. Me. Says
Okay, I'm going to have to mute the
sketchfab.com / 5697 C40 D78 E04 AA CDC E663 B38 4277 D04.
Okay, just give me a sec. Okay, so I need to be able to okay, so I can hear the voice, and it just got louder when I got right in his mouth. If I go further away, I can just hear a distant rumble, and then it's louder. If I rotate the model, go near the tail, it's a distant rumble, it's on that side of the model. Okay, so that's that. Now what I can also do is I can try and put some ambient sounds on the sides of the dragon. So let's go back into, let's go find some sounds first. Ambient MP3 is going to give me a lot of nonsense.
Sketchfab. Welcome to my channel.
Hi Sketchfab. Forest, because the dragon might be in the forest. Yeah. So this is one. That's another one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one sound on one side of the dragon and the other one on the other side of the dragon. So I'm going to open at night in the jungle, and I'm going to open forest and download. and download. And these are huge files. So that's a problem. Okay, yeah, that's like a 5-minute soundtrack. Okay, how much is this 30-second thing? Yeah, that won't work. Nope. Okay, this is good. 3 minutes. Let's get this guy. Yeah, 4 MB. That's good enough. Let him download. And then go to 3D settings. Yeah, so Lofstrom. Yeah, I get my sound to just continue playing. Okay, I don't know what to do about that. So in top view, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one forest sound on this side, one on this side, and let's see how that works. Add sound, browse, and I need to see the file size because that's how. Yeah, so I need to see file type. I don't need this. So first the 2 MB forest, open 3D loop and move them there. So they don't overlap. Did I mute something? I did mute something, didn't I? Yes. So here's the growl. You can hear that ambient sound there. Gets louder when you get here, and the growl is. So. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this guy actually. And move him there. I'm going to add a fourth sound, which is the 4 MB for the surroundings. Three loop into the back of the dragon and make it very site specific. Okay, so that gives you surround sound with the dragon. It's taking a while to save because it has to save all those MP3s. Maybe it won't save. Let's see what happens. So if you want to check this, the link is in the comments. Yeah, so now it's okay, done, exit. You're gonna have to play with this model yourself to understand what's happening. Basically, there's a jungle sound here, and on this side, if I go close to the mouth, the roaring, growling gets louder. Go to the back, with all the monkey sounds. Okay. Now let's look at some of my other models and see what we can do over there. I don't think we'll get a target sound, will we? Let me just check if I have Adobe Audition, because if I do, then I can just download any file. Yep, I have Audition. Okay, there's no target sound. There's alien. Yeah, okay, we're not using any of these. Oh, is interesting. I could add some of the same forest sounds to it. And I'm gonna go to models and see some of my more recent ones. I'm really sleepy. Okay, so while the textures load, I'm gonna move over to audio and add forum B audio file, pump up the volume. Don't really need it to be 3D, but we need it to loop. Yeah, that works. Okay, I've been streaming for about 30 minutes. I am really sleepy. So I'm just going to do one last one. And then we'll pick this up tomorrow with a fresh sculpt. So this guy was done for the World of Warcraft competition. The textures just need to load a bit. And let's get some atmospherics. Maybe some drippy sounds. This was awesome. Download. Yep, this is a WAV file which I need to convert to an MP3. I'm using Audition, but you could use an online software or Audacity. Audacity is open source and free and does pretty much everything you need. I already have this, so I'm just going to use it. If I can remember where I saved it. Okay. Glow. Okay, that's done. Apparently. So now we can add that eerie sound to this scene and eerie glow. Okay. Oh crap, my file is 16 MB. That's what happens when you make it a. Really? Is that what happens? And its sample type looks a bit odd. 320 kbits up to 48 kilohertz. Yeah, 48 kilohertz. Yes, override it, and the file size is now type and size. What's happening? Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go back to free sound and search for P3. Yeah, I'm making this 3D and keeping it within the space over there. I also don't want them to zoom out too much, so I'm going to set this as a zoom limit. How to set to this, and you can zoom in as much as you want. Yeah, that's all it. Okay, so that's about all that I have time for tonight. I'll continue this tomorrow. Good night, guys. Do join Sketchfab and play around with new audio features. And see you tomorrow for tomorrow's proper sculpt.